Hello, this is Lazar, and I'm going to be covering my milestone presentation, which is my facial design AI design problem. So, looking into the project, I've decided to, go with an AI that's capable of facial recognition. I chose this problem purely due to, I guess, my desire to sort of raise awareness about sort of the minority being mistreated and sort of taken advantage of by simply just an AI. That could sort of have to do with job seeking, like the AI sort of rejects jobs, or sort of being I guess, accused of something that they didn't do just because an AI believes that they're the one that sort of committed to it. So looking at the softwares, Python is the main sort of basing. I went with version 3.8.10, which will be explained later. Visual Code Studio as the coding, and the command prompt, which was used for various downloads. So yeah, with Visual Code, I was able to sort of import all these packages, so OpenCV, dlib, numpy, and cmake. So all these are sort of packages that sort of help out with the whole facial recognition process. I downloaded those for Python through the commands prompt. So various YouTube tutorials I'd sort of look into to give me a proper idea and the structure. One of them I sort of found suitable, so I decided to go with that one. Lots of trial and error was undergone during this whole process. They'll also be explained into the research category. So the design problem. So my current design problem has actually successfully been able to track faces, and I've also coded it in a way so it does it by a percentage. So as seen here, the the picture on the left is the one that I've got in the folder. So that's sort of like the source, and I've actually been able to sort of start up the Python project sort of software. And at the moment, it's only a still picture, which I'm hoping to make into a video. But as you can see here, it's successfully able to sort of match my face and sort of tell who I am by the picture. So yeah, 98, 96%. So it's pretty consistent with that. Um, and the best part about this is I don't actually have to consistently like change the coding to actually update the database because it sort of just tells what images and the faces are actually just in a folder instead of the actual coding, as seen here. So yeah, it isn't just exclusive to my own face, but I've also added the data for Elon Musk as an example within the records. So here's a picture here. It's sort of like processing the list of faces that they are in the folder. So at its current coding, it can actually recognize like anyone's face by features, but only it will sort of only tell you that person's name if they're in the database. So otherwise, they'll only just be listed as an unknown individual. It won't actually tell you like sort of who they are. Here I've got another example. So um, like I sort of had to do the comparison on my phone because I didn't have like sort of like a pitch or anything like that. So that's sort of the best I could do there. But yeah, Elon Musk, the picture on the top here, the very top, is the one I've got into the database folder. And I wanted to sort of do a bit of a experimentation because obviously with my own face, I can't really sort of have like a different easy position. I sort of use the same sort of area. In this case, that's a completely different Elon Musk picture that I'm showing onto the thing, and it still comes up with a sort of a match and it's within his name with over 90%. So it's definitely pretty good with that. Testing out sort of the unknown part, I wanted to compare Barack Obama's face onto the thing. I guess with the lighting, it's sort of hard to tell because yeah, it's through like a digital like phone. But as you can see there, it's come up with him as an unknown person because he's not actually included into the training database. So it also sort of just says unknown for the percentage as well because it doesn't really know what else to say. Here we got the AI facial recognition coding process. So yeah, various things were sort of imported to sort of support the whole facial recognition thing and also the coding. So it relies on yeah all these packages listed here. So facial recognition, CV2, NumPy, and also math. So the math is yeah for calculating the percentages. CV2 is to help out sort of with the vision quality. Facial recognition is just for facial recognition, picking up on people's faces and showing it. Yeah, all of these were definitely pretty important throughout the process. Here I've sort of got some screenshots, sort of going over all my coding. To be completely honest, I don't know what a bunch of it means because I sort of yeah used sort of like was trailing off a YouTube video. Sort of he was sort of explaining it, but still some stuff is sort of hard for me to pick up on. I do know that yeah, sort of like you got the class face recognition thing. So those are sort of like the various things that I'm going to be sort of listing throughout the coding. Um, there's also somewhere I believe sort of like defining something to make it sort of simpler. Um, I actually do have some experience with that as well. So what I plan to do as well is to sort of simplify all this coding, make it much more easier to sort of read and understand because right now it's sort of a mess. Here, continuing here, yeah, we've got more coding. So there was also something with the face locations and encodings. I made that, changed that into something else, I believe. Again, yeah, I don't really understand completely, but um, yeah, there's definitely a lot to take in with this one. Here we got yeah the finale. So this is the part here where I've sort of changed it from being motion into just a still picture. So where it says here if CV2 wait key is 0, that should be a 1 and it should be able to just move around, but I've sort of got the problem where if it's like that then it'll just sort of instantly shut down like the window. So I'm assuming it just crashes or something, so I got to sort of fix that up. But yeah, that's yeah all of the sort of coding that I've got in the Python assignment. Oh geez. Um, sorry, there's a bird. Yeah, so the research I've sort of committed to is looking at yeah various sort of different formats I could use for my coding. So yeah, I've got Indently, Neural 9, and PySource. So I went with Indently on this one because I thought that sort of his was the easiest to understand and also it sort of looked as though I sort of envisioned. Neural 9 was fine as well, but there wasn't really any facial recognition box to be seen. So it sort of felt more like a picture matchup instead of an actual face. As for PySource, there was sort of like some add-on that I couldn't get my hands on, so I sort of didn't go with that. Yeah, during the early stages, there was definitely a lot of trial and error. Just downloading some of these packages, which is why I went from I was initially in Python 3.12. I went down to 3.8.10, and that seemed to sort of fix it because it kept saying that the platform um, was sort of like, I guess it wasn't accessible with these downloads that I was trying to do. Lastly, the future planning. So I guess I definitely need to figure out how to get my um, facial recognition design problem from just a still picture camera shot into like actual like proper like video movement. That's definitely the first step. The second step is to figure out a way to sort of change the hang on one sec. Sorry, the headset's playing up. Sorry, yeah, to change the camera shot from my laptop screen onto like a different actual sort of input. So maybe like for example my phone or like someone else's phone, different camera sort of cam or something like that. Just so that would sort of increase the camera quality because to be honest, my laptop's camera quality isn't the greatest, so that definitely needs to be fixed. Lastly, it's sort of a luxury, but I'd like to change a bit of the interface because right now it looks a bit basic, but that's sort of more of a want than a need, so I'm not going to focus too much on that. But it's mainly just because the text goes outside the facial recognition box, so I want to try and fix that. Here's a list of my references that I've got here, and that's all. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you later.